Hello and welcome to Omuti Kreative online talks. These will be regular talks that will cover the social and economic issues that affect the people in Uganda. And today, we're just going to begin with something that we have maybe heard about it or have not heard about it, but it's so common and it covers the whole world, or it affects the whole world, and that is human trafficking. And maybe you're sitting somewhere and you're thinking, what is human trafficking? Or maybe you have heard someone talking about it. But today we're going to unpack and tell you what human trafficking is all about. And human trafficking covers three elements. It has action, it has means, and it has purpose. And so by action, I mean the things that are done for something to happen. And on human trafficking, basically what happens is there is enrollment of new people. Like it can be a company enrolling like young girls or young boys or older people. And then, or someone can just enroll one person or two. So it can be a company or a person. There is also transportation. Transportation, they can move a person from one place to another by means of, say, road transport or by water transport or air transport and other means of transportation. But it also involves like transferring one person from one place to another. And it also involves keeping. They can keep you in a house or in a warehouse that you don't even have any right to say anything. They can also receive you. After keeping you, they receive you. And the person who's going to use you is the one that receives you. And that is action. So by means, I mean how it is done. So they can threaten you to go to a place that you're not supposed to go. That maybe if you don't go, we are going to hurt your family, or we are going to do something to you. And then because you are threatened, you choose to go to a place that you're not supposed to go. Then you can also be forced. You're forced to go to a place that you surely know that I don't want to go there, but then someone forces you to go there. And then they can also be persuading. Persuading, I mean, someone can like give you sweet words like, it's okay if you go this side, if you go to walk this side, this will happen. So they are convincing you to go to a place that maybe you wouldn't have gone, but because someone convinced you and gave you all the good things that would happen, and then you consider going to that place. So by also means, people also use their power. By power, I mean because we trust people so much, and especially those in leadership. And when they tell us to do certain things, we don't say no to them because they're our leaders. Maybe they are pastors, or they are teachers, or they are bosses. So when they recommend a place that maybe you can go and work in Oman or work in a certain place, most of the times we can't say no because of the power that they hold, because of the authority that they're in. And so we don't have the power to resist, because we respect them and we fear them. So people so many times use their power to take people in human trafficking. So another thing is, what is the purpose of this thing? And the main purpose is exploitation. Exploitation, I mean someone using you for their own benefits. It's not you benefiting, but it's them benefiting. So someone focuses on what you have dreams, and you have certain dreams you want to achieve, and so because you are so desperate, they depend on that, and they're like, okay, I will use her dreams to exploit them. So what do I mean by exploitation? By there are some forms of exploitation, like say child sacrifice. So someone takes you to a place, they have convinced you, they have transported you, but then they're going to sacrifice you. They're going to remove your head and you're going to die all of a sudden. But it's for the purpose of their benefit. This happens so much in Africa that people think that if you sacrifice and there is blood, then maybe you can be rich or you can get whatever you want. So it's them benefiting by the end of the day, but you have lost life. So, and then there's also child labor or the heavy labor. It's not only children, but also human beings like adults. So you're given work, but it's so heavy for you to do. It's beyond the human kind of work that they should do. So you are exploited in that way of you're given work that you're not supposed to do, that is so heavy for you to carry. Then you can also be exploited in a form of sex exploitation, like for the young boys and the young ladies, and you're going to wonder, can also men be sexually exploited? Oh yes, there has been a new trend that is going on, that is homosexuality, and they can also use you to sleep with older women that you're not supposed to sleep with. So, and then there's also young girls that are used for prostitution purposes. So these things happen, and it's so sad that someone transports you and moves you and takes you to another place for the purposes of such issues. There's also debt bondage, like someone takes you to a place or to another country or to another town just for you to pay their debt, because they were given money and they have not paid back. So for them, they say that, you know what, I'm bringing you someone who is going to be working and my debt is going to be paid. So for you, you go to a place working knowing that, hey, I'm going to be paid, but in actual sense, someone else is going to benefit and you're going to be the person that is working without any benefit. Like you're working, but then there's also someone else benefiting. So there's also removal of organs. So like they transfer a child from one place to another, or an adult, but what happens is they think that your life doesn't matter and someone else's life is more important than yours. So they take you, they can remove your organs and they give them to someone else who they think is so important. So for you are excited to travel or to move from one place to another, you think everything is going to be okay, but hey, they're going to do something to you that you will never want to happen to you again. So before it happens, hey, just run for your life. And what also happens is there's also child marriage, or they make you get married to someone that you're not supposed to get married to. Like they can promise you a job in a different country, and then when you go there, they're like, hey, you need to marry this man or this woman, but it's not like it's out of your will. So such issues happen. They can also transfer you to one place to another just to make you work in an industry, but with little pay or no pay at all. These industries practice slavery. They make you work so hard and then they're not paying you at all. And such issues of exploitations happen, and that is human trafficking defined for you. There's actions, there are means, and there is purpose. But I want you to caution you that children under the age of 18 cannot consent, because even if the parents sign those documents and allow them to go to a place, their consent is not valid, because a child is innocent. And when you decide to drive them from one place to another, they will just follow. So you have to be careful that children under the age of 18 cannot consent, and this happens so much that when they go there, they are just victims. And when they need your help, you can always come in and help. Thank you so much for watching, and my name is Sharon Haidza, and we shall be hearing more from Omuti Kreativ.